Unfortunately, AI companies don't understand what the concept of no means because they keep coming and they just won't stop. So I'm sure a lot of you have heard about A24, most notoriously known for a lot of their horror movies like Hereditary and recent successes like Backrooms. So recently they actually has signed a partnership with Google for 75 million doubloons for an AI research with Google's DeepMind unit to develop new AI powered technologies for filmmakers. Full stop right there. Let me just say this, right? As a videographer myself, right? A big thing for me is I feel like creating videos and recording it's a passion of mine, right? It's a representation of who I am. And what makes a lot of movies and videos just good in the first place is how much passion and soul that they have in it. Using robots to do it takes all of that away. And I don't for the life of me understand why they keep trying to make AI and put AI into everything. From a logical human standpoint, I don't get it. From a money making standpoint, it does make sense on their part. You know, less people they have to pay means more money in their pockets. But here's the thing that I feel like companies are not realizing. You're trying to force AI down everybody's throat, right? And in doing so, the more you use AI, the more people you're going to end up laying off, right? The more people you lay off, the more your company becomes hated because you're replacing humans with robots. The more your company becomes hated, the less people will stop buying from your company. And the less they're buying from the company, the less money you're making, right? So at some point, it's like a bubble that's bound to burst at some point because these companies are prioritizing their money over human beings. And I don't think anybody that's in the higher up realm is telling them like, hey, this is not a good thing. But I say telling them, but they're the ones doing it. They're condoning this. They're funding these different projects. Looking at this article from Variety, Google's roughly $75 million investment is tied to the partnership and is in line with what Thrive Capital invested during the studio's last funding round, according to the Wall Street Journal. The partnership will give A24 access to DeepMind's research and infrastructure, while DeepMind researchers will work with the studio to build out new workflows. The deal does not give Google access to A24's content library or its data. This is a really interesting thing to have happened following the recent success of the Backrooms movie, because Kane Parsons, I don't know how many of you know him, but Kane Parsons is the director of the Backrooms movie. Like, really big on YouTube because he made Backrooms short films, and it was one of the biggest things for the Backrooms in terms of how fast it was to blow up. He's been very upfront and honest about how much he doesn't like AI. It's definitely a really interesting choice on A24's part, especially when like A24 is kind of known for taking either smaller projects or like smaller filmmakers and putting them on the big screen and giving them more publicity. Undertone is actually one of the more recent ones where the movie wasn't a huge success. I personally liked it a lot. It wasn't a huge success, but I'm pretty sure where it originally started was that somebody that worked for A24, they had seen it at a film festival actually, and they took that concept and then, you know, distributed it out to theaters, putting the director and the actresses on the map. So amidst this decision, A24 has of course been receiving a lot of backlash from the fans, and they commented themselves, "Our relationship with our audience is something we don't take for granted. This partnership exists because we want to dictate what tools get built for artists, and so they have a choice in shaping them rather than having tools handed to them. We'd rather have a seat at the table than one on the sidelines." This quote just sounds like nothing but like copium. Like, they're trying to make themselves not seem as bad as people are portraying them. And while I don't think they're the worst people in the world, this is still something that you should not be condoning, being that you're a company that produces movies and you're pretty much known for allowing smaller filmmakers to make it big. Like, A24, to my knowledge, has been really beloved for years due to their amazing horror movies, and also recent, like Marty Supreme is one of the biggest movies of recent times. Like, they're known for this kind of thing. And so to turn around and take this deal with Google and try to create better tools and dictate like what gets built for artists, but that's not what artists want. That's the issue right there, is that they're trying to make it seem like no guys, don't worry, we're doing this for you guys, but we don't want it in the first place. There's not many filmmakers or like actual like artists, digital animators that you'll go up to and you ask them, do you mess with the advancement of AI? They'll tell you 100%, because it's taking over what we do, our passion, our jobs. And so the framing of we want to dictate how they get shaped and, you know, have the filmmakers and the artists do it themselves, that's the issue. Like, we don't want it at all. So stop. And that's the issue. It's amazing to me because as a company, again, without the consumers, you can't be a big company. Without consumers buying your product, you can't be a big company. That goes for 99.9% of companies out there, if not 100% of them. Without people buying your product, that doesn't get, like, they don't buy your product, they don't give you money. If you don't get no money, you can't sustain building whatever you're providing for the consumer. And so the advancements in all these different companies wanting to transfer over to AI is kind of just like, it doesn't make sense to me. So Demis Hassabis, apologies if I said the name wrong, DeepMind CEO and co-founder, said in a blog post this week that this company believes the best way to develop tools that empower artists is to work directly with them. By collaborating with filmmakers and industry leaders like A24 from the beginning, we can build new AI features to support artists in authentic, meaningful storytelling that helps enable the creative vision, he wrote. And again, like, everywhere you look, whenever they have to respond to backlash, they're framing it as, oh yeah, we're doing this for you guys. But like, that doesn't really work when, again, nobody really wants it. That's like somebody coming up to me during Thanksgiving handing me, hey, here's a plate of yams. Oh, well, I don't really like yams. I don't eat yams. Oh, well, I made this for you. Huh? Like, I did this for you. Like, how am I in the wrong? I didn't ask for that in the first place. You feel like that? That's the kind of thing we're sitting at, is that y'all keep saying that we're doing it for the artists themselves. But like 99.9% of artists, when they see this, they're against it. Kane Parsons himself does call generative AI a symptom of broader cultural and economic rot. It's difficult to discuss objectively because there's so much at stake and so many genuinely harmful consequences already happening. I think I'm in the same boat as most well-adjusted people. If I could snap my fingers and make generative AI disappear forever, I probably would. Creatively, I get no enjoyment from using those tools. It defeats the purpose entirely for me. And I 100% agree. The most fun part about creating, whether it be short films or, for me personally, music videos or even YouTube videos, sitting down in front of the camera and being myself, having fun in front of the camera, whether it be playing games or reacting to videos or doing stuff like this. That's the fun part about it. There's no enjoyment in just creating a digital version of yourself that does it all for you. Sure, it might make life a little bit easier, technically speaking, because you don't have to do anything. We just sit there and type in a little prompt. But where's the heart in that? This weird AI kink that companies have right now is just so odd. But that was all I had to really say about it. I'll see y'all later.